Trendmax knows how hard it is to find the perfect movie to watch. So, as weekends are always too short, we're gonna save you time and take the stress away from you with this. Top 10 Best Netflix Movies in 2022. Easy. You'll thank me later. Number 10, Zero Dark 30. Let's start out this list with the Oscar-winning 5-time nominee film, Zero Dark 30. This is a thriller that tells the story of the manhunt for one of the world's most dangerous men. It's about Osama bin Laden, who was the leader of the terrorist organization Al-QAEDA and the 9/11 mastermind. This movie was released in 2012 and shows the secret work carried out by a team of military and intelligence agents for almost a decade to find and eliminate this despicable terrorist. According to critics, it shows the dark side of this war, the indescribable, and lets us decide whether bin Laden's death was worth it. This highly controversial dramatization is starring Jessica Chastain, who, with a memorable Golden Globe-deserving performance, carried the entire film on her shoulders, getting a 91% Rotten Tomatoes score. She earned it. Number 9, Gerald's Game. There's nothing like a good psychological horror thriller film. Based on the novel of the same name by the master of horror, Stephen King, Gerald's Game can make your blood run cold. It's about a couple who, in an effort to save their marriage, decide to spend a few days in their little lake house. That's where Jesse's survival fight begins because the wife is handcuffed to the bed and has no hope for rescue. The woman must beat the madness and desperation in her subconscious to save her life. You wouldn't want to be in that situation. But it looks like Carla Gugino, who stars in this film, would do, as her masterful performance took the suspense to unbelievable limits. Released in 2017, Gerald's Game got a 91% Rotten Tomatoes score, and the writer himself said the film was hypnotic, terrifying, and fabulous. Are you ready to watch it? Number 8, El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie. If you're one of those who is recently enjoying the episodes of Breaking Bad, you better hurry up because its movie is also available on Netflix. These 120 minutes are full of suspense and got a 92% Rotten Tomatoes score. It's not surprising though, this movie is amazing. El Camino follows Jesse Pinkman's life as he must escape from the law and his demons from the past to make a fresh start. While Walter White isn't the main character this time, he appears in some scenes to boost the story. Plus, the film is starring Aaron Paul and was a gift for the fans who enjoyed the last episode of the series 6 years ago. In case you were wondering why this title, rumor has it, it was in honor of Jesse's Chevrolet El Camino that he drove in a few scenes. If I were you, I wouldn't be in doubt. Number 7, Hustle. This time we have Adam Sandler as a slightly serious star who will get you from start to finish with a new sports drama that, I promise, won't let you down. Directed by Jeremiah Zagar, the film tells the story of a down-on-his-luck basketball scout who eventually discovers a highly skilled player with a shady past. However, he'll show him that he has one final chance to succeed on and off the court. Rocky, is that you? Well, this kind of plot will never go out of style, right? Roughly speaking, the film received good reviews and got a 93% Rotten Tomatoes score. Well deserved. But the best thing about this film, released in 2022, was not only Sandler's first-rate performance, but also that Juancho Hernagomez, who played the athlete, is an actual NBA star. Did you see that move coming? Number 6, The Power of the Dog. Writer-director Jane Campion is back on the big screen after 11 years and with a masterpiece up her sleeve. This psychological drama film tells the story of two wealthy brothers who are the exact opposite of each other. Phil is elegant and cruel, whereas George is impassive and kind. So when George decides to marry a local widow, Phil wages a relentless war using his effeminate son as bait. With stunning photography, this adaptation of Thomas Savage's book of the same name reflects the inner monsters of repression in a conservative society. A never-ending topic. Hypnotic and amazing, this film, released in 2021, had an exceptional cast, where Benedict Cumberbatch stands out thanks to his imposing and terrifying performance. You'll get to hate him. The film has a 94% Rotten Tomatoes score and has been nominated 21 times for Best Picture in different competitions. You don't want to miss it. Number 5. The Sea Beast. After working 25 years for Disney, Oscar-winning director Chris Williams decided to leave the animation giant to venture into a new product with greater creative freedom. And after coming to Netflix, the writer also managed to develop an original animated story with a 94% Rotten Tomatoes score. What a high rating. The plot imagines a sea adventure where Jacob, a captain insisting on fighting unknown creatures, finds out another way to see the world thanks to Maisie, an unexpected little companion who joins the group of hunters. This film has the great voices of Zaris Angel Heitor and Carl Urban. The Sea Beast was released in 2022 and is perfect for adults and kids. Get ready for the most exciting adventure of your life. Number 4. Taxi Driver. It's time for a classic of the seventh art, Taxi Driver, a dramatic film released in 1976. Yes, you've heard right. It's so good it's still going strong. The plot focuses on the life of Travis Bickle, a lone veteran who works as a night taxi driver. His perception of the evil that is sinking the city feeds his desire for violence until one day he decides to act. It's really terrifying. But the most surprising thing is that the screenwriter, Paul Schrader, was inspired by the diaries of the criminal Arthur Bremer, who tried to kill the presidential candidate George Wallace back in 1972. Robert De Niro was responsible for starring in this film under the direction of Martin Scorsese, who also has a cameo. The film won several awards and 4 Oscar nominations, and, as if that weren't enough, in 1994, it was culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant by the U.S. Library of Congress. It's no coincidence that it currently has a 96% Rotten Tomatoes score, according to critics. Number 3. The Hurt Locker. This film was directed by Kathryn Bigelow, and thanks to it, there was the first woman to win an Oscar for Best Direction. It's historic. This thriller, starring Jeremy Renner, portrays the intense life of an elite soldier squad led by Sergeant William James, who also disarms bombs in combat zones. A job that could end their lives in an explosive instant. Written by journalist and screenwriter Mark Bowl, this film combines action and human drama to expose the high risk faced by the Army. Released in 2008, it won 6 Oscars, so it was one of the best war dramatic films of modern cinema by critics. Plus, it got a 97% Rotten Tomatoes score. Almost perfect. Number 2. His House. Making a stunning cinematographic debut, writer-director Remy Weeks taught us how to bring horror to the big screen with a 93-minute film that will make you suffer every second. The story is about a couple of refugees trying to adapt to their new life in an English city that has an undeniable evil in its entrails, and it persecutes them even in their own home. But the plot goes beyond the conventional haunted house. This psychological horror film is a social critique that not only shows the pain, guilt, and wounds suffered by migrants, but also confirms that a mind with these traumas is the darkest place to live. How scary. Released in 2020, this film stars Wunmi Mosaku and Shope Derisu. Received outstanding reviews with a 100% Rotten Tomatoes score. Bonus: Blue Jasmine. The comedy never hurts, especially if its plot is full of drama. We're on the same page, aren't we? This movie shows the best performance of Cate Blanchett playing Jasmine French. Having been abandoned by her partner, she goes from having a luxurious life to going through financial hardships with serious consequences that will affect not only her, but everyone around her. Written and directed by Woody Allen, this critically acclaimed film promises to entertain you from start to finish. I can bet on it. Alright, it's time to introduce you to your best option of a binge-worthy movie on Netflix for the weekend. Number 1. Leave No Trace. The story of this deeply humanistic film will touch even the least sensitive fiber of your heart. At least, that's what happened to me. This Deborah Granick-directed drama is based on the real story of Peter Rock's novel, My Abandonment. It's about a father with post-traumatic stress disorder who lives with his daughter perfectly but illegally in a nature reserve in Oregon. However, everything gets complicated when they're abruptly found and detained by the police, being subjected to a change too abrupt and cruel to reinsert themselves into normal life. Impossible not to feel affected. Above all, because of the chemistry that the stars Ben Foster and Thomasin McKenzie managed to transmit. Their acting work was brilliant, and the fundamental piece for this film, released in 2018, to receive great reviews and a 100% Rotten Tomatoes score. What a spotless rating. Nice! Now your movie nights at home are figured out. You're so welcome. If you enjoyed the video, like it, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Hey, but don't go, you still have more to see. Just click here, here, or here.